Let's now bring in value investor Whitney Tilson, who attended the last 26 Berkshire Hathaway meetings. He's a longtime Charlie Munger follower. Whitney, great to have you with us. Thanks for bringing your perspective on Charlie. I know you've known him for a long time, and you're part of poor Charlie's almanac because Munger is so known for so many of these Mungerisms. What are your favorites? What really sticks with you?
Yeah, well, I've been listening with interest all the comments from the folks there about what a legendary investor Charlie is, and that's how I first discovered him when I started my little hedge fund back in the late 1990s. Discovered Buffett and Munger, been going to all the Berkshire meetings since then, and then Charlie would have his own Wesco and more recently Daily Journal annual meetings, a couple weeks afterward usually. And it was like, it's sort of like a church, and you've got the Pope, and that's Warren Buffett, and then you've got the senior cardinal, Munger. And what I quickly discovered is that I was getting a lot more from both of these wise old gentlemen in areas outside of investing. And that's what I think, once people discover these guys, most people discover them because they're trying to make money. They're investing their own money, or they're in the investment business. But let me give you an example. I remember more than 20 years ago sitting there at the Wesco annual meeting, and Munger, in response to some question, said, "All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I never go there." And everybody laughed. And he said, "No, I'm serious." He said, once you've reached a certain position in life that basically all of you in the audience have reached, a certain level of education and financial security, your main focus in life should be not to screw it up. So he always talked about invert, always invert. So he said most people, the way they think and approach life is, how can I reach for that brass ring and reach another level of success, right? And what he said is instead, once you've reached a certain point pretty early in your life, your main goal should be how not to screw it up. And so he gave many of his famous speeches, like the 24 Causes of Human Misjudgment. He was always telling stories of how people who had it all brought themselves to ruin. And that really made a big impact on my life. And so after being one of the contributors, here's a copy of Poor Charlie's Almanac, which, by the way, is the first thing I would recommend anyone read if they want to understand Charlie. I was one of the contributors to this book because I was so obsessive. That it was one of the great honors of my life, writing this book that's a tribute to him.
It's amazing how much he has contributed to, things and subjects outside of investing, Whitney. But I'm curious, as an investor, what did you take away from Munger? Were there investments that you were led specifically to by Munger, or Munger's thinking, at least when you're thinking about going in?
Yeah, well, I wish I had followed him more closely. I sort of followed the first part because he was very clear thinking about investing in high quality businesses, even if you have to pay a little up for it going in. And that led me to some of the greatest investments in my career in companies like Apple and McDonald's and Home Depot and all. Where I didn't control myself as well as I should have is I should still own those stocks today. Thanks to Charlie's teachings, I identified some of the greatest businesses of all time and owned them for a while. But, with the benefit of hindsight, I wish I'd had more of Munger's patience and owned them, for a lifetime, because that's what he and Buffett have done with their most successful investments.